Yeah, and Maddie's like, that sounds so good. We look over and Matthew's cradling Nico.
Action.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Carolyn.
And we're... Okay, ready?
Yeah.
And we're just some podcast. Why didn't you do it?
I thought you said that we weren't doing it. I thought we were doing that. I thought you were doing it with me. Oh, and we're just some podcast. Matthew's here.
Matthew's here. The whole gang's here.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
God.
My camera on or whatever.
Nice sweater, Matthew.
Oh, thank you.
He's being... Oh wow, he really liked that compliment. I can tell by the way he said it.
So, how was everyone's day?
Oh, terrible. But I think you know that too. Hey, you know that.
Hey, it was a terrible
Or-
day. Not gonna lie.
We literally live tweet all of our stuff all the time. So
It was not a good day. There was only one espresso machine working today.
oh my gosh.
So this is awkward because this was recorded about a week and a half ago, and I'm just now editing this, and I'm watching this footage back. It's crazy because as of yesterday, I don't work at Starbucks anymore. So it's a fresh wound. For sure, it's a fresh wound. So all 10 of you and Miss Kathy who listen to this podcast, just, you're not going to get any more barista stories, you know? It's a sad day for all of us, Mr. Mowgli included. Look at him. He's devastated. So, yeah, and if you know me and you have my number, text me, because I have drama about the whole situation. And if you don't know me, don't text me, because that's crazy. But love you all. Can I get a heart? Yes. Love those hearts. Okay, we love you, and we hope you guys enjoy this week's episode.
Anyways, Matthew, how was your day? Did you have a nice day,
So
Matthew?
wonderful.
Yeah.
He's having a good day now. We've made his day. And you
Yeah.
know, you don't have to say that, Matthew, because we know it. You know, right?
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I have an intellectual question for both of you. Okay, a real thinker. Okay. Is
no.
Evermore a no skip album? And please give me your arguments.
A no skip album?
As in, do you listen to the entire album and not once are you like, I'm gonna skip this one? Doesn't matter the mood, doesn't matter the day.
I love Evermore. I love Evermore. I love it more than Folklore.
I know, Maddie, because you're my Evermore to my Folklore. Like, we're like
Shut up
the
right now, because I
B-sides,
love
you
that.
know? Because I listened to it 3 days straight. Okay, having an Evermore field day. What do you think, Matthew? Is it a no skip? If you say I haven't listened to it enough, I'll kill you myself. So
Well, my issue is that I rarely listen to albums. Like, Evermore is some of my
He's a
favorite of
loser.
her work, but regardless of whether or not it's Taylor Swift or anybody else, I rarely just listen through an album. I'm looking through it right now to see if there are any skips.
this is my only skip. Okay, this is my
Okay.
only skip.
I'm ready.
Controversial, perhaps controversial. And this is purely on vibes because I feel like the rest of the album is like one after the other syncs really well. Like, I listened to the whole thing twice because I went to the airport and back. And Dorothea, I'm sorry, I'm skipping it every time. I know, Maddie. I know it's controversial, okay? But like the rest of the album is a different
No.
vibe. Okay,
No,
I would
because
say
like
it's a
I'm
great
gonna
song.
throw up.
It's a great song. I would put it on a different album. That's all I'm saying. Because
Carolyn-
I'm like in the vibe, you know, I'm chilling, and then
Oh.
Dorothea comes up, and I'm like,
I feel like
I
I've just
scream
been
a little.
punched in the gut. Like, that's
I'm
horrible.
sorry.
The
I'm
only
sorry.
song that I skip on there is Gold Rush.
Oh, see, that one's crazy because that one was the first one I listened to. that I
Hate
was
it.
like, fuck yeah, I love this song. So
I hate that.
Interesting.
Anyways.
What's your favorite song on Evermore, Matthew?
I'm a sucker for Champagne Problems.
That's a good one.
Dude, Champagne. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Also, analysis deep dive of Champagne Problems because I've been listening to it this whole time, like since it came out, the second it came
Mhm.
out, thinking it's about her drinking problems. Okay,
Mhm.
It's not.
My last listen, yeah, I was like, my
It's
last
not.
listen, it's not about her drinking problem. It's about her like rich people problems, is my thought. Because champagne being anyways, so everyone else figured that out immediately, got it, cool, sweet. Took me
Hey,
4 years.
no, Carol. Carol, I just learned something new from you. So I learned something new today, Carolyn.
Which is that you want to hit me with your car because I hate Dorothea.
Yes, I can't believe you hate Dorothea because that's such a good song, but it's fine.
I don't hate it. I just don't like it on the album. Like
Well,
I
then
think
go
the song's a good
away.
song.
Go
I'll,
away.
but when I'm in the vibe, I'm like, skip, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm listening to Tolerate It. I'm crying my little eyes out. Dorothea, chill out, dude. I'm in my feelings, you know? That's how I feel when I'm
Yeah.
listening to Evermore.
Okay.
Okay, well, I
But
have
I
a
do
question
love
for
it.
everyone.
I think it
I have
goes
a
folklore than Evermore than Tortured for me in my top 3 ratings.
well then there you go. I have a question. Is anyone wait, what was it? What are we watching and reading this week? Carolyn, you go.
You know what
Or
I'm
you don't have to
reading.
read. I
I'm
do
reading
know what
Pride and
you're reading.
Prejudice in space right now. And let me, guys, hold on. I have to get it because the cover's insane. Give me a second.
No.
Give me a moment.
Carolyn sent me this. She's like, should we have this for our February book of the month? And I said,
Is it smut?
No, none of
no.
my
I
books are
just
smut.
don't. I hate anything that has to be in space.
She doesn't like
99% of
sci-fi.
the time. I hate
Okay, this
sci-fi.
is Pride and Prejudice in space,
Oh, it's
and
literally Pride and Prejudice in
that's
space.
what it's
Yeah.
called. I know.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't
Oh,
gonna buy this book. Can I permission to tell this story, Maddie? I know you've heard it.
Sure. Go
I
for it.
was not gonna
are we
buy this
supposed to be
book.
talking about stunts?
Hey, can you shut up? We're getting to know each other first,
Hey,
freak.
this podcast is
Okay.
about movies and books, Matthew.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, so I'm reading this one, and then I'm also reading Thunderhead, which we I should have to turn off my blur background here. Give me a
You might
second.
have to, because that's ridiculous.
Freaks. Okay, this one, the Thunderhead, which is the second in the side series, and then the Wedding People for my chill read.
Oh, nice. Sorry, people.
Yeah, it sounded so good. Okay, it was just like a random one. Okay, so here's the thing with Pride and Prejudice in Space. I was not going to read this book, nor once did I looked at it. I said that's really funny, and I was in the middle of my Pride and Prejudice deep dive that I go through once a month, and I was watching the Bridget Jones Diaries, which if y'all have seen, I wouldn't recommend them to even the person I hate. Okay, they're not good.
They're
So
not
Matt,
good.
I wouldn't even recommend them to you.
Matthew,
So
you should watch them. You'll love them. Matthew, you'll love them.
Okay, so they're bad. Okay, you know what? Whatever. They have their charm, whatever. No, they're so
They
painfully
have no
British.
charm.
They're painfully British. I can't stand them. I'm like, shut up. Oh my gosh, shut up. Please. Do us all a favor.
Okay. All
And
right.
they're also okay, well, okay, first of all, the British thing is justified, but second of all, the most thing that I hate is that it's like supposed to be like a woman who's like curvier. That's like the main plot point, and she's like a size 6. And they're making fat jokes about her the entire movie. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Um, anyways, I didn't know this. Okay, I'm just enjoying the film because it has Colin Firth in it, so I'm watching it. And I'm enjoying Colin Firth being Colin Firth. And then halfway through the movie, I realized that I'm like, this is really Pride and Prejudice. Like this follows the entire plot of Pride and Prejudice like crazy. So I look it up, and it was a book written and published by this girl, this fanatic. Okay, obsessed with Pride and Prejudice, so I can understand that. And she wrote this fan fiction book, okay, based on Colin Firth's Darcy. And then she casted Colin Firth in it as Darcy. I said,
Dude,
huh? How did you even
love
do
that.
that? So, anyways, I'm in the middle of this moment with my Colin Firth stuff. I'm watching all his movies. Zach's in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm just like, guess it's Colin Firth week. I'm watching all my Colin Firth films and enjoying them. And then I'm talking to my friend about it, and I'm like, how come Colin Firth isn't in a single Star Wars? Like, this is really sad, actually. Can't even watch a Star Wars movie with Colin Firth in it. So then I go.
Wait, I need you to stop right there. Because how does that
Because I talk about Colin Firth and I talk about Star Wars. I don't talk about anything else. So somehow the two intersected. Okay. So I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And this is important to the story. Okay. I'm like crazy that he's never in a Star Wars. Because you know how some actors are like, I'll never be in a Marvel movie and I'll never be in a Star Wars because I'm cooler than everyone. I'm like, shut up. You do Shakespeare. Shut the fuck up. So, anyways, I go to Barnes Noble and then my friend points this out and she's like, oh my gosh, they put him in a Star Wars. And it's Pride and Prejudice in space. And I'm like, well, I have to buy it now. So that brings us to now, guys. I'm on chapter 3. It is legitimately exactly as said, there's nothing different about it. The dialogue is exactly the same. It's just in space. There's no
That,
other differences. It's
Well,
10 out
crazy.
of
And
10 would not recommend. Mm-mm.
so, anyways, long-winded story. That's what I'm reading this week. I'm not gonna lie to you though, it's kind of weird. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. Like, I'm like, and I know all of y'all could have told me it was gonna be kind of weird,
I did
but
tell you it was gonna be a little bit
it's
weird.
it's just a little weird. I'm
I
like
did, in
really like
fact.
I'm like, what's in the what? They're in this. They're on a spaceship, but they're talking about Darcy. It's weird. I don't know. But I have been enjoying Thunderhead. I read that too. So those are the three books I'm
Nice.
reading right now. And then me and Maddie have to read our book for this month. But I've got a lot
Okay,
of
what
reading
about
going
you,
on.
Matthew? Are you watching anything new or are you reading anything? You little book.
well, you know I can't read, so that's really rude of you to
That's,
bring that
We
up.
I
probably
know,
shouldn't have brought it up, huh?
I just love bringing it up.
Um, I've been watching through Rings of Power with my parents.
Is it good?
Is it good?
I like it a lot.
Oh, okay,
Mm.
maybe I will watch it
I've
then.
seen it already, so we
Oh.
just finished season one and started season two as a group. Um, and I started rewatching the Indiana Jones movies this week as well.
How
Those are so good.
fun!
Those are
Why, though?
crazy.
But like, why?
Um, I was doing, I don't even remember what it was, but some like menial task and wanted something
Soul searching.
on. And
Mm.
if it's something new, then I won't be able to do it. And I was like, those movies rock. And so I started
Well,
rewatching
there
them.
you go. That's great. That's so fun.
Thank
I've
you.
never seen Indiana Jones, so.
Ooh, that's the next one we have to watch,
Oh
Maddie. They're
my
so fun. Dude,
God.
if you liked Han Solo, you're gonna
I
love
love
these.
him.
Let
No,
me
I
tell you
love
guys,
him.
same guy.
Guys, I get all the edits on TikTok, okay? I don't see anything that I don't like. I just
Dude, it's
haven't
Harrison
sat
Ford
down
at
to
his
see.
hottest, like for sure.
I know. I just haven't seen it, okay? I'm sorry. I'll watch it. I'll
Ridiculous.
watch it. I know. I've just been rewatching Reba. I don't know if anyone's seen Reba, but
Reba's great. Reba's a
uh
great rewatch.
no, it's not actually. It's actually pissed me off more that I've rewatched it now.
Like you're angry again.
Because
Same.
well, the first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh, this show is so good," and then that's little Maddie, and I was like, "Oh, this is so good," and then now that I'm rewatching it, I was like, "These people suck." Like the only one is bearable is Reba and Van.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Everyone
100%.
else pisses me off because the weird new wife, whatever her name is, she like butts her face in everything. Like I just rewatched the episode where it's like the grandma pageant night, and so Reba and the stepmom go in together, and they're trying to beat each other. But then she's like, "I've just never won anything in my life." And then Reba's like, "Okay, I guess you can go and form." And I was like, "No, she's not a grandma. She's a step grandma, if anything." Garbage. But other than that, it's been great, and
What have you been reading, Maddie?
I've been reading the Sarah Adams books right now. I'm reading Beg, Borrow, or Steal. That whole thing. And it's fantastic. I'm loving it. I'm on book 2 right now, and it's so good. I was reading it at work today, and Julie came back, and she was like, "Really like that book?" And I was like, "Yeah, how did you know?" She goes, "Because you just won't stop going." Because they're just so
Dude, that was
cute.
me during Wonderful Crime of the Year. I brought that book to work. I was
So
literally on my
good.
break reading. My boss is like, "Are you on the clock right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm on the clock reading this book." And he's like, "Huh, just making sure." I was just kidding. I wasn't. I wasn't. If Brandon's listening to this, I apologize.
Yeah, he's listening to
Um,
this. Anyways, so today's topic is Matt's favorite topic ever in the whole world. It's stunts.
I feel like we can't get through this call without talking about Hot Rod since it's a stunt call, you know?
Rewatched that this week too, actually. So there you go.
That's a good
That's a
one.
great comfort watch. I don't think
Preparation.
I've seen it since we watched it at Lottie's Girl shooting. We did have a blizzard moment during our shooting of our last film, so we watched a few movies and television shows while we waited for the blizzard to pass.
Yeah.
Hot
How
Rod,
fun.
half the people fell asleep during, so I guess they all hate us.
I
But
did fall asleep, but I've already seen it. I've
you've
already
seen
seen
it.
it. I
And
have
then it
seen
was like
it.
what? It was after shooting, so it must have been
Yeah.
like 11 p.m. that we started it.
Yeah, I was so tired.
Because I don't
But
think any of us slept at all that entire week, besides during Hot Rod. So,
I'm trying to think of like specific stunts that are I haven't seen it in so long. What do
Well, I mean
they
the
jump off
stunt.
stuff.
How
the
about the first
opening
scene? The opening scene.
is the biggest one. That one
Yeah.
hit of the year at the stunt awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah, Rod's supposed to jump over the mail truck. He
Oh
asks
yeah.
Kevin if he's reinforced the takeoff ramp, who says no, we didn't have time. And what
Such
my
a good
understanding is what
opening
was supposed to
scene.
happen was the ramp was just supposed to totally collapse and he was supposed to drive into the side of the mail truck. But it didn't collapse enough. So he clears the mail truck, it's the lip of the ramp on the other side, and snapped his femur over it. And you can
Oh.
just see the stunt guy's leg
You can
flop
see it
over.
happen. It's crazy.
Oh.
Because that's the
Oh, I
take
Like
they
that
hate
was
it.
use.
real.
You got to use it at that point.
I
But
hate
Oh yeah, you have to. I remember our first stunt injury. Shannon Davis
was
looked
that
me
the
in the eyes
first?
right after. That was
I
our
don't think
first
that was
major injury.
Okay, that's
The
true.
rest we had like no one was like someone might get hurt for a second and be like, "Oh, I'm fine." This one was like our first like, "Oh, medic?" question mark.
there
We don't have one. We're 16.
I was the medic. Hey,
There are no
sports
medics.
I was the medic. Sports med saving lives, Carolyn.
No,
Sports
that's when
med saving
Kathy showed up.
lives.
Remember Kathy showed up? And then
Oh
we
yeah.
almost killed Ross that day too, throwing him
Oh
across the way.
no.
But
He
but
was committed to the bit.
He
he was.
was.
Well, he told us he was like, I don't care, get rid of it. Because we were like, we'll use because we had that like giant mattress. And
Yeah.
he's like, it's fine, just take the mattress out, it's fine, I'll do it. And then he was called the
He
next
was.
day. He's like, yeah, I'm not going. I'm dying. I was like, oh, okay,
Yep.
cool, cool.
He's okay now.
He
Dedicated
lived.
artist.
Yeah, Shannon Davis was like, you better use that tape. I'm gonna be pissed. I was like, Roger, Roger.
Oh,
You
oh
got it.
man, I still oh that was crazy. Because I think I was filming it.
Yeah, that was one of the most like worst on-set
Sad.
experiences, I think. Thank you. English major, one of the most worst ones. Um, and yeah, that was pretty terrible. Actually, I don't know if that's the worst a stunt has gone. This is a great advertisement to join our
That's got
company,
to be
guys.
up there, right?
I feel like I don't think there's anything
I'm
else,
trying to
right?
think of
Oh
one
well,
that was worse.
Matthew
We had
stabbed
one
Nico.
bad stunt.
Matthew
Oh
stabbed
yeah,
Yeah,
we had
but
a
that
Nico.
wasn't as
stabbing.
bad.
No, but it
Because
was
that was with a
funny.
car that was with a foam sword, so it was like really
Yeah.
funny, and Nico was fine, which was why it was funny. What's funnier is that the shot is so funny. It's at the end of King Tara when he turns around and stabs this guard. He's played by Nico. And
Well, Nico
when he
Spoilers.
plays
turns
like
around to
six
stab him.
parts.
Yeah, yeah. So one of Nico's parts was being stabbed by Matthew, and in that scene, spoilers, I don't know if that's a spoiler, he plays a guard on the bad side, but he gets stabbed, and then I go to see what happened because we're like, that was so good. Because Nico's like, oh, and we're all like, oh my gosh, that's the best take. Like
Ooh.
that sounded so
Yeah.
good because me and Maddie were going over the shot list at the time, and we'd run this like a million times. This was like take 8. So we're like going over the
Like
shot
I
list.
was
We're
doing
not
sound
watching.
for it.
Yeah, and Maddie's like, that sounded so good. We look over and Matthew's cradling Nico on the like start like mattress that we had there. And I'm like, what just happened? Watch the foot. Hey, we should have been paying attention, I guess. But that was pretty funny. Action.
I love it. Also, okay, last night I looked up movies with stunts in them because I was like, what,
Fall Guy?
what's before yeah, Fall Guy did show up. But
Me and
no, it was
Matthew will
all
be talking about that one. That
it was
crazy.
all Mission Impossible stuff. That was
Yeah.
it. I was like
Tom
I was
Cruise
like,
does a lot.
Dude, Tom Cruise can dude. End of statement.
Okay.
he's listening to
Glad
this.
that this podcast is trying to make friends in Hollywood.
I'm sorry, dude. There aren't that many actors that like give me like a visceral Like whenever they go on screen, that I'm like,
Is it the tooth in the middle of his head that is throwing
no,
you off?
no, it's the Scientology shit. Actually, it's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, no, it's the tooth. No, he's insane, dude. I don't. He's one of them that I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you do, and
Yeah,
I
but
hope
who
I
else
never see you
dangles
on my
off of a
screen.
plane, Carolyn?
You know
So,
what? You're so right. Give that man a medal.
That's
He's
actually
already
kind
got
of
one.
insane.
Yeah, his stunts are crazy. Okay, cool. Whatever. Great job, dude. No, it is really cool.
I mean,
But
it
I
is an
really don't like it.
interesting. It's not a moral question, but right, if an actor gets hurt, they can shut down production for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
it
but
happened to
he
Harrison
wants to do his
Ford.
own stunt, so much so that he started producing those movies because they were like, Tom, we can't let you do this. If it goes wrong, everybody will be out of work for 6 months. And he was like, I'll just buy the movie, please.
That's crazy. He's like, I'll pay
Yeah.
you out for 6 months. That's actually insane.
Yeah.
Because Maddie, did you
Because
hear about what happened with Force Awakens?
no.
Straight up, what did a piece fall off the set? Is that what happened, Matthew? A piece the Millennium Falcon fell and
Yeah,
hit
something
Harrison
like
Ford in the
that.
Oh.
head, and they had to stop production for like a month or something because he
Well,
had a really bad
Harrison
concussion.
Ford, that
Oh.
happens to him all the time. In one of the Indiana Jones movies, he like a pretty standard stunt role, and he slipped a disc in his spine, and so they had to like fly him out because they were filming in Southeast Asia somewhere, and he was gone for a month and a half or whatever, and they did every shot that they could of the back of Indiana Jones's head and just used his stunt doubles, and then brought him in for
That's
like,
crazy.
okay, we need this shot of you saying this line and whatnot. Um, yeah.
That's crazy.
Is that
I love
also is
him.
that the reason why they do that? Where you're supposed to have that sword fight and then he just shot the guy?
That was illness, not his
Oh,
back, because that the back happened during filming of Temple of Doom. But are you familiar
gotcha.
with this, Maddie? I know you haven't seen the
I know
movie.
there's a couple of movies.
Okay.
Oh, that's a really
So
cool
in
fun
the
fact. That
It's
one's
not a
everywhere,
huge
but
spoiler, but in the first Indiana Jones movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Hmm.
he's running through the streets fighting a bunch of bad guys, and this big menacing guy shows up with a big sword and is like flipping it back and forth and doing spins and evilly
Yeah.
laughing. And he just pulls out a gun and shoots him.
it's so funny. It's
But
so funny.
originally, it was supposed to be this huge, like, choreographed fight. But Harrison Ford had something like 104-degree fever that day
Oh my
and was like,
gosh.
I'm just
can I
saying
just shoot
this.
him?
I'm just saying
And it
it.
ended up being the best.
Zoe Carr would never. Zoe Carr would never stop production with
That's
104
true.
fever.
That's true.
She would never.
We're on the set of Lottie's Girl. Everyone's dead. Everyone. We lost our cinematographer for a second. Poor Gio. He
I
survived. He
know.
came back from the dead.
Poor guy.
Yeah. We lost him for a day. And Nico stepped in, put the camera on a
Nico
tripod,
stepped in. Nico,
gave us a thumbs up.
no, Nico would be like, he would put the camera on the tripod and be like, "Does that look okay?" We're like, "Yeah, it looks
He's
great." He
like, this
goes,
is too much pressure.
"I love Nico.
He
He's
kept being
so
like, this
funny."
is guys, I don't know that much about this camera. Okay, I don't know that. Nico, it's fine. Your guess is as good as mine. Promise you. Hey, it all worked out.
Okay, wait. Speaking of guns, for some reason this reminded me of it. But I'm playing Survivor the Jedi. Look at that. Guys. Okay. I kept being like, why don't I have a gun? Because all of these problems would be solved if I just had a gun instead of a lightsaber, especially like with the guys that are far away. Because you have to block it and then whatever. Anyways, doesn't matter. So I'm playing this game. I finally got a gun, guys. Finally.
Yay! Applause for Maddie. She got a gun, everyone.
I got a gun, everyone. This game is crazy. We
Yeah.
should play it. We should play it, Carolyn.
Maddie, it's so crazy because a year ago, you would have said, I love you. I'm never going to watch those movies. And here we are,
Yeah,
and you're playing Jedi
I
Survivor,
know.
which is excellent. Maddie, when you come over, I got Battlefront. I got the new Battlefront, and then I have the old Battlefront, so we can play them
I've
while you're here.
Yeah, we have the new Battlefront 2. Caitlin says it's not fun. But Kat was saying how we should stream
It was
it.
better than one, but oh, that'd be funny.
She
It would
was
be really
like,
funny to have Kat being played Battlefront 2. I would definitely, that would be really funny.
I know.
But Battlefront
I'm
2
gonna
is
be
fine.
the
I think it's
streamer.
better than one of the new ones. It's better than one for sure. But I
I
would say
know.
the old ones are more fun. But it might also just be nostalgia. Like,
Mm,
I just like those
yeah.
ones. The best game, okay, and I don't care what anyone says. The best Star Wars game ever is the pod racing one that you can play on the N64.
We
Okay?
we've
And
already
I don't
talked
care.
about this.
I
We've
don't
already
care what
talked
anyone says.
about this.
That
We've
game
already
is
talked
fire.
about this.
Matthew, have you ever played the pod racing game that was released for the
I
N64?
can't say that I've played it.
You know,
It's great.
Um,
It's
it's so
great.
fun.
yeah.
It's very fun.
Lego Star Wars could never do what pod racing for the N64 did.
You
Okay?
watch your mouth.
No, that
Because
game's
I've
fun.
actually played Lego Indiana Jones too, and it's great. And Harry Potter. Legos. So you better watch yourself, Carolyn.
I've never
Because
played a Lego game I didn't like thoroughly enjoy.
Oh,
So
okay.
I thought
I
you were gonna
thought you
say
were
something
saying you
else, and I was
just
about to.
haven't played it, which would
no,
be true.
I had
I
a
was about
childhood
to. I'm low-key about to attack you if you were gonna say that. I'm not gonna lie.
through the screen.
Through
About to have another stunt gone wrong. Um,
the stunt gone wrong. So, but Carolyn, Fall Guy did show up on my For You page
Fall Guy is one of the
about
most
the
incredible stunt movies I have ever seen. Oh my gosh. It was my favorite
the.
movie of last year. Like of the whole
It
year, it was
was.
my favorite movie.
Hmm.
It was great. That was a recommendation from Matthew, which is why he's
Yeah.
smiling like a dork because he told me to watch it. And I loved it. I ate it
What can
up.
I say? Yeah, I mean, it was just a really fun watch, and I think for people who have worked on sets before, it is like that extra bit. Because I went with my dad, who no movie experience, no movie making experience, I should say. He watches plenty,
He's never
and he
seen a
was
movie
like, "Oh,
before.
this was fun," but where I was like,
Yeah,
"Classic."
I know. Like, I wouldn't necessarily tell anyone else, oh, this will be your favorite movie this year if they haven't made a movie. But from like a film production standpoint, it's so fun. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I tried to watch that British show. You guys know what I'm talking about? You know what? That was really a
No.
lot of description there. There's this British show that
British
came out.
show.
So strike one against. Okay.
Which one?
But it was this, it's about filmmaking here. Let me Google it really quick. I can't remember what it's called.
Bridgerton.
Oh
No.
yes,
See,
Bridget Jones,
love
right?
Bridgerton.
Isn't that
Oh,
what it
gross.
is?
Gonna throw
Guys,
up.
I'm feeling really attacked right now because of my Bridget
Okay,
Jones
you probably
antics. Okay.
should.
You should if you're watching Bridget Jones.
Guys, I know. And there's a third movie. I watched one and two back to back.
If anyone
Embarrassing.
is listening who loves Bridget Jones, yes, in fact, we are judging you because that's ridiculous. Don't be watching Bridget Jones. And they have a new one coming out too, Matt. That's
Guys, has
crazy.
no one
Oh,
seen this
God
TV
forbid.
show? I cannot find it.
Well, who's in it, Carolyn?
There was a, I didn't think it was British, but there was a show coming out about the making of like a superhero movie. Is that what you're talking
It
about?
was similar, but it wasn't like a documentary. It was like
Well,
it
no, it
was a
was a, yeah,
comedy.
it was a
Yeah,
comedy.
it was about making a superhero show. I can't.
So what is it?
Okay.
I don't know what it's called,
Put
which
your
is so
brains together,
embarrassing.
guys.
Okay, I'm going
I'm
on
gonna
IMDb.
I'm gonna try Google and we're gonna
Yes,
get there.
Google doesn't know shit about this show.
Somebody
I
Oh
load
my
up
tried.
gosh.
ChatGPT, am I right? The franchise is what it's called.
Yes! How'd you find it so fast? That's crazy.
I
Anyways, the
looked
Google.
up
franchise.
TV show about making a superhero movie, and it's the first
Okay,
thing
see,
that
that's
came
crazy.
up.
I just looked up
Franchise.
British TV
Let's
show
try
about
working.
filmmaking, and it said nothing. Zero.
Okay. I don't think
Um,
it's British.
no, it takes place in, it talks about the London studio. I think
It
it
doesn't
takes,
make it British.
well, anyways, so there's lots of Brits in it,
Oh,
and
okay.
which is fine. But it's the same thing
Yeah,
with the
it's
Bridget Jones
HBO.
dude. There's like a certain kind of writing in
Oh, it
that
is British.
area. Yeah, okay. And it's like incredibly crass to be like kind of funny, but like I don't find that funny at all. So I'm just like, oh, cool.
You just like when people get hurt, like in Hot Rod.
Yeah, I prefer the dumbest humor, okay? If someone's
Okay.
getting shot, if it doesn't make any sense.
Of
Like
course.
I'm
Yeah.
laughing.
We've all seen
Um,
your movies, Carolyn.
okay, all right. And I like that, and I'm giggling. I'm giggling and it's funny. When they're just like saying something ridiculously crass for like shock value, I'm like, gross. Shut up. I hate you. So
I'm
I
gonna
got
look
like
this
three
up.
episodes in, but it was cool from a filmmaking perspective. But like I wasn't sucked in, dude. And it was like the miserable side of filming.
Oh,
We
Just
got a new
found it.
producer and now everything's changing and they've talked to the writer and the script is gonna be completely torn apart and we have to redo everything because he hates it.
but I
Or the
love
funding's shut down.
the guy who plays Adam in the show. I do like him though. Is
The
he
actors
funny?
were all great. The actors were awesome. Like I was like,
Okay,
wow, these guys are all
he's
really good.
great.
But I just didn't get into it because it was like the stressful side of filmmaking that I hate. So this was faced the
Oh,
wrong way that whole
You've
time.
never had a stressful day on set, Carolyn. Give it a rest.
I've never cried on set. I've never been upset on set. I've just having a good time the whole
What's
time.
yeah,
upset?
never.
Yeah. I've yeah, I've never been upset. So crazy. I'm trying to think of any more of our failed stunts, which is a funny topic that maybe we should cut out, but it's just funny to think about.
Our failed
Um,
stunts.
I mean, we had the broken swords, which in a way is
That was so
Oh
a
funny.
failure
yeah.
on stunts.
Shout out to one of our actors that we love. We won't out you actually.
We can.
Um
We talked to him 2 days ago. He's great.
oh we did. Oh,
He
I miss
laughs
him.
about it. It's so funny.
He felt so bad. It was his first day on
So
set. He
bad.
didn't know us, and he broke a prop immediately. Like he hadn't used it yet. We hadn't used it in a take yet,
He
and he
literally was
broke
just
it,
holding it, and then he like put the tip of the sword on the ground, and then it just fell apart,
shattered in half.
shattered in half.
Um,
Poor guy.
and
He's
he was
so
like, "Oh
funny.
my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." So it's okay. We bought him a new sword. He's fine now. But that was really funny.
Did we?
Oh, River. Yeah, we did. River paid for half of it.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't remember these things.
yeah.
I know. Did we?
Yeah, I took care of that, buddy. Don't you worry. That was funny though. Um, crazy moment. That was like the worst one. Breaking a sword, almost cat almost dying during the scene where you guys had to tackle each other at 2 in the morning that we filmed at
Yeah.
2 a.m. When we were
Oh,
fading fast. Matt was keeping us together. Maddie's asleep on the couch. I'm like dead man walking. Like I guess the scene's cut. And Matt's like, all right, everyone, this is what's gonna happen. So
We got through it. But yeah,
it
the
did. And I think the
dude.
scene looks good. So it worked out.
That was so
the tackle on the stone Airbnb floor it's a tough ask.
Yeah, we're like, okay, so, and then we're getting like couch cushions that are slipping and sliding around, so like danger. Um,
and I'm asleep.
and we were like, we could go grab a mattress. Everyone's sleeping because it's 2 in the morning, so we can't grab anyone's mattress.
Oh
That was
yeah.
crazy.
And I had
I'm
to,
thinking,
what was it? I had to sleep because we had to drive the next day, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, you had to drive, so some people had to sleep so that we could drive. And then I think I slept a whole 20 minutes.
You did. It was great.
Um, there's
Yeah.
one. I remember when Matthew slept because obviously we took it out of the movie, but you could hear him snoring upstairs because he was just because it was like a loft situation. Oh, are you sad that I'm calling you out on this? This was so funny. This is great. But it was like
The
a
bear
loft.
was in his cave and he was
So
sleeping.
upstairs there was like a loft bed, and then there were 2 other rooms. And we were like, Matt, you have to sleep because he's also driving. So Matt went up to sleep when we filmed Kat and Theo's scene when they're standing at the dinner table in King Terrace. So if you're watching that, we filmed that at 4:30 in the morning. So if you see the
No, the sun
sunrise,
was coming up at that one. Yeah.
yeah, well, it was summer. Um, but
Oh,
yeah, the
that's
sun's
true.
coming up in the background of that evening scene. Yeah, that's because it was really early in the morning. Which I feel like you still can't tell though. Like Kat and Theo were insane. I mean, I remember waking Theo up at 2 in the morning. Or no, you guys did. I didn't. I was like, that's weird. I don't want to go in his room.
Yeah, he went like this. I'm ready. Like he shot straight up from his bed.
Yeah. And yeah, Matt is the reason why those scenes got done. Like
I
I
just
kept
love
trying to get
it.
a second wing and I was dying. And Matt's like, I've got the checklist. We're gonna make this happen.
My favorite thing that we do Matt doesn't like this though. But whenever we do a film with any sort of gun or sword, we'll be like, "Hey Matt, can you be their stunts guy?" Stunt
And
coordinator?
Matt's like,
We don't do a ton of guns.
No, we
well,
only do
we
swords. We
are
only do
coming
swords.
up here. Coming up, we've got
Yeah.
guns in the next
Matthew,
one.
you better get ready. Because you're our stunt coordinator.
And we're
You're
shooting live
hilarious.
rounds for this one,
Oh,
Yeah.
so.
good. Okay.
Yeah. No, but anything with
Um,
like fighting or with a sword, we were gonna hire someone for King Tara, but they ended up being in a different state, and we're like, yeah, we can't afford that.
we went through 3 stunt coordinators, Matthew.
Yeah,
Like we were trying
yeah.
really hard to get
Before we
one.
went to you,
So
Matt.
nice that I was your fourth choice.
Well, no, because we know you didn't want to. You told
I
us that.
didn't. That's
You were
true.
like, please keep looking. If no one else can do it, I'll do it. Because like, you know, Matthew's training in stunts is as much stunts as we've done in our films, which
He
is
went to
awesome.
school for stunts. He
Oh,
knows all
shut
of
up.
it.
And by
And
stunts, you mean engineering?
Yeah,
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 by stunts you
exactly.
mean going to space. Right. Those are the same. Um, yeah, no, that's crazy. But I feel like most of the stunts in our movies for the level that the movies were at, I was like, not bad. Hey, not bad.
Yeah, no,
And
a
then to
lot of
get
them
that,
I think turned out okay.
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
the end scene is rough, but we did re-edit it, so it's a little better now. Um, but I think for the most part, the stunts turned out pretty good. When we got that question at the Q&A, I was like, did we watch the same movie? But it was a sweet question. I was like, I'll take it.
Well, and this applies to every part of a movie that you've worked on, but because you know how we did it and know what the process
That's
of trying
true.
to choreograph and shoot it was like, it's like, oh, well, that looked better on the day.
Yeah.
Well, I would say the stunt that I'm the most proud of in that movie is when well there's two, but one of them is you and Kat's fight, your training fight in the field. Because I was really worried about that one, and then like final product, I was like, that looks great. And then the second one is when Theo throws Kat to the ground at the end.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like
Oh,
that one looks real. Like that one's kind
yes.
of
Yeah, no,
insane.
it Cat sells it well. And Cat falling into the lake. Let's not forget that constitutes a
Oh
stunt.
yeah, that does
Oh
kind
my
of stunt.
gosh. Yeah, because on the day she was like, "Ooh, I don't know if I want to go in there." Or like, "You don't have to. Like,
There were
we can."
fish in there, weren't
Well, yeah,
there?
I went
Yeah.
in there because I was like, I'm not gonna make her do something I wouldn't do. That was awful. So thanks,
Yeah.
Kat. Hated every second of it.
That
Mushy
was
shoes for sure.
fantastic.
I mean,
Great.
I can't believe that lady let us go there. Maddie called that lady the day before. Was like,
It
or
was like
two
a
days
few days
before.
before because we had one spot locked, and so we went there before shooting with Gio, and Gio was like, "Yeah, we could do this, we could do that," and then me and Carolyn are like, "Just say it, Gio. Like we can't film here because of the sound because it was right next to the airport, which we did not find out until we got there." And Gio was like, "Yeah, we can't do it."
It's
So
literally every 30 seconds. It's like there's no way we could get. I mean, even the
yeah.
spot we chose, the airplane noise was crazy.
And so
And
then I was like, let me make a few calls. So I like looked up wedding venues like near us and I found that place and I called and I was like, "Hey, like this is crazy, whatever." And she was gonna charge like a couple $100, but she ended up only paying $50 because she was like, "You guys are really sweet, so I don't want to charge you like a full price."
it was great.
So,
Yeah, and
little
yeah,
producer over
$50.
here, what can
I
I
loved
say?
that day, even though I was like on the edge of tears that entire day. That day was so fun because it was like Nico came back for that day, and
Yes.
then um
So that was a good
and then
Well, that
the
was it,
water thing
wasn't
was
it? That was the
crazy.
last
Nico,
day of
Yeah,
primary
we had
yeah.
shooting.
that scene, and then we had the scene that we ended on was you and Kat walking through
Yeah.
the on the way to
Oh,
that bar in that
that was so
scene. That
sweet.
was our last scene,
Yeah,
which was
that was a good
crazy.
day.
It was.
But I don't think there's any other
Emily
stunts.
Taylor made a surprise appearance that day too. And there's some really funny pictures of you guys sleeping on the lawn in between
Anywhere.
shoots. Anywhere
Uh,
that like that
There are
was a
pictures of us
surface.
sleeping on lawns any time during that production process.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Because
At the
we're like
Castle
filming in our friend's
House on the
backyard.
last day, it was, yeah.
Yeah. The only time to
Any
sleep
yeah,
during our productions is like outside in the afternoon for some reason. I don't know why me and Maddie, what we're doing, setting up the next scene, doing
yeah.
lights, something with Geo.
Oh, I
But
blacked
yeah,
it
the
all
falling
out.
in the water stunt was crazy. I didn't think we were gonna be able to do it because I was like, her falling into a fountain is so dangerous because it's like all stone.
Yeah.
And we originally wanted a fountain. That wasn't gonna happen. And so then we were like, well, we changed it to a lake, which thank goodness we figured that out because then we had to change the line before we even filmed it. So then we were just like, hopefully it works or this line will make no sense. And it did.
Yeah,
Worked out well.
it
And
was great.
and Kat even, what did she, oh my gosh, it was so funny. She's like, can I please do something gross? And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And she like
hated it.
she falled in the pond and then she like spit out pond water. And
Oh, so bad. So
I was
bad.
like,
Have we
oh.
heard from Kat since? Are we
Yeah.
sure that she made it out of that
Uh,
okay?
Oh.
like did she die? Did she die from a
Yeah.
bacteria infection? No, she's fine. She
Okay,
lived.
good.
Fun. She's
She
happy and
lived
she's healthy.
to yeah, she just
Tell the
submitted
tale.
she just submitted her audition for Winona. So she's alive and she still wants to hang out with us. So that's pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah,
that
which is
she did
crazy.
Lottie's girl in between as well,
That's
so
true.
she's been around.
Yeah, she flew in on her plane and then filmed for a couple hours and then left. You know, great, fantastic.
Just
Yeah, she was a
parachuted out.
that
Yeah,
was crazy because we didn't see her till the premiere. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
nice
sad.
memories. Wow.
How
Well,
fun.
I'm trying to think of like when think of stunts, I think of Avatar, The Way of Water. Dude,
Right.
do you know how long they held
Right.
their water?
Held their
They
How
held
breath.
their
long they
breath.
held their water? Probably for so
Yeah, shut
long.
up, Matthew. You know what I'm trying to say.
Matthew, it's not cool, dude.
Yeah, don't mean up.
Yeah, no, that
No.
was crazy. All the underwater stuff's insane. I never watched that movie, I'm not gonna lie to you. My interest in
Huh.
the blue
So,
people starts and ends with the Smurfs. So, no, I did not
so
watch that
then
movie.
what are we doing here?
What
But that
about Max
water's a
Rebo?
stunt. Who?
Huh? No, underwater does count as a stunt.
What
Max
What are you
about
talking
Max
about?
Rebo.
Rebo, Carolyn?
Who the heck is that?
Fake fan. Fake Star Wars fan.
Is that from I was about to say it's from Star Wars,
Of
isn't it?
course it is. He's the best gluff
I.
shitto there is.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, but like I wouldn't have known him from that name. That's
Do
crazy.
they don't do their own. Okay, this is a stupid question.
Did they
But
do their own stunts for Avatar?
no, in Star Wars.
That's so funny. No, I never would have known that that's his name.
I
That's
can't
crazy.
see it.
Here,
Oh,
Carolyn's
it's
got the
like
background blur.
1 second. Here we go.
Carolyn.
It's this guy who plays the music.
Oh yeah.
It's the Max Rebo band. Yes, a lot of the Star Wars people did their own stunts,
It's
right? I
nice.
mean the original trilogy, right? Mark Hamill's doing all of Luke's lightsaber stuff, and David Prowse in the Darth Vader suit is doing all that. I think ooh, I think he did most of the lightsaber stuff. I mean the original trilogy choreography isn't.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's
not too.
excellent,
Yeah.
but not
It's
intense to
not the
figure
same.
out.
I mean,
But
yeah,
for
you can
the
watch all the videos of the prequels that are
yeah,
insane.
for the prequels like Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen,
They did
um,
their own stunts?
did
All
it.
the
Oh
dueling.
yeah, there are
Well, we
some
don't know
great
about the other
videos
stuff.
of them like in jeans and t-shirts just practicing with the lightsabers. But I
Just being
think
irresistible. It's insane.
like Count Dooku and Emperor Palpatine, their lightsaber fights were like face replacements and stunt doubles
Yeah.
because Christopher Lee was like a
Oh, yeah.
thousand years old when they filmed those
He was
movies.
1,000 years
May
old
he
when I
rest
was
in
born.
peace.
Like he was a
Are you
thousand years
guys
old
are
from
you
the
familiar
moment
with how
I was.
cool this man is?
Yes. Oh, he's dope.
Maddie, are you?
No,
No,
I know
tell us the
nothing.
story,
So
Matt.
so Sir Christopher Lee
Mm-hmm.
fought in World War II. Like I think was a spy or something like fought Nazis. His cousin, I think I'm getting all this right, wrote James Bond and used Christopher Lee as the inspiration for James Bond. He then goes on and is an incredible actor, right? Does Dracula and
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. He was the only
Hmm.
person to work on Lord of the Rings who had met J.R.R. Tolkien. Fun fact.
That's cool.
And speaking of stunts, way to bring this full circle. In the extended edition of Return of the King, there's a scene where Saruman gets stabbed in the back
Hmm.
by
He,
Wormtongue on top of Orthanc and Isengard. And Peter Jackson was, directing him and was like, "Okay, Christopher, I want you to, give like a shriek of some kind as you get stabbed." And he went, "No, actually, have you ever seen someone get stabbed? That's not how it works. It's sort of just like a sudden inhale because the air is pulled out of your lungs as the
yeah.
knife goes in." And so he was like, "No, no, Mr. Jackson, let me handle this." And then,
He's like,
did his
I've
thing.
stabbed a few people a few times, don't you worry.
Wow,
That's
I didn't know
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
I love
He's cool.
him. He's
Did
really
you watch
cool.
Those
the Lord of the Maddie, have you
those
seen Lord of the
movies have
Rings?
great stunts.
Have I seen Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. That's a
Have
legitimate
I
question.
Yeah.
The amount of franchises we've talked
Yes!
about that you've been like, I've never seen that. I never need to
Yes!
go ever watch it is off the charts.
The only franchise that, okay, besides Indiana Jones, like that, Star Wars was the only one that I never had seen. Like, I've
Okay,
watched
gotcha.
all of them except for Star Wars. But I loved Lord of the Rings. I used to watch them with my dad because he had the extended editions.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the best way to watch them.
So,
it is. I
Although
was
I'm like,
recently convinced that on your first watch through, like if you're showing them to somebody who's never seen them, maybe just
yeah.
stick with the theatrical releases. I
that's me
used to
spitting on
not
that
agree with
opinion.
that, but they pointed out that the editing of the theatrical releases really pushes like Frodo as well, Frodo and Sam as like the protagonists, which helps
Hmm.
That's
you
true.
follow a more collective story,
Yeah.
which is easier on the first viewing, and then second time around, right? You get extra stuff with the rest of the fellowship and whatnot.
So maybe if I was showing like a Zoomer, like a really bad Gen Zer, maybe I'd do
Zoomer.
that.
You
But
you gotta have Subway Surfers up on the side
yeah,
Yeah.
as here.
that's me. I'm the one who needs that.
Yeah.
Um,
I just think it's really cool about those movies that they filmed them all at the same time.
Yeah,
and all the modeling and the fact that drones weren't a thing yet. Like
yeah.
I think about that every time. It's like that's
I mean, yeah, we that could be an episode of this in itself is
Lord of the
just going
Rings.
through all the cool Lord of the Rings facts.
and the stunts. Did you know that he broke? Shut up.
Did
But
you
yes, it's
know?
really cool
Did you know that he
fact.
broke his foot and that's why that scream sounds so real? Because
Did you
he
know that
did,
they
in
actually
fact.
threw a knife at him and he really blocked it? Yeah,
That one's
there are
crazy.
lots
The blocking
of
the knife
That
is
one is
crazier than the
crazy.
broken toe. But what's even crazier is that that's exactly what we just did with Nico. And yeah, Nico actually got stabbed
true.
with a real sword. So,
We killed him.
Killed him.
Yeah.
Poor
so
guy.
Nico's were in fact harmed in the making of King Terra.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Nico, he's gonna be here this week.
Oh yeah, you get to see him. I'm very
Woo!
jealous. You
I
have a
won't see him
great
till I get
time.
back, but
I'm seeing Gio on Monday. No, Sunday. Yeah, Sunday.
lucky
Pick him up from the
duck.
airport.
Good. Hi, Gio.
I know.
Oh
I
no.
guess you guys have to come out too. No, I'm filming a music video.
I'm
And
gonna
I
be.
jokingly told the client, I was like, well, I only work with one cinematographer, so joking. And she's like, great, we'll fly him out. I was like, oh, I was totally being an asshole, but thank you. And so now he's flying out.
So fun.
Yeah,
So it'll be cool to see him.
absolutely love him. Okay,
And
well,
we'll be
we've
putting
been.
King Terra on Amazon while he's here. So that's also very exciting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna take forever in
I can
processing,
finally
but
stop getting asked.
yeah,
Hey,
it's
when's that
probably
coming
a
out?
10 times a day question for me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anytime I talk to any of y'all actors, I get that question. Of course, so
Lindsay,
what's
when
the
are you
Yeah.
going to
status?
The last few things I've worked on as an actor have yet to come out, so my family is demanding. But at least
Yeah.
with your stuff, I know it'll come out. I guess maybe I
Yes.
I won't name any specifics, but I worked on
Shut
a
up.
film here
Shut
in
up.
Washington that I don't think will ever see the light of day. But that's all I'll
No.
say because maybe it will.
Is
and it
that
was a
the
lovely
one that
experience.
we talked about? Or are we
Maybe.
talking about Jenna doesn't go to prom? Because Jenna
Oh,
doesn't
I
go to prom
wasn't
will
talking
never
about
come up.
Jenna doesn't go to prom.
I
No,
thought
that
you were.
was
Guys, rip
no.
Jenna doesn't go to prom. I'm still sad
That's
about that.
like
It's the audio's all fucked up. I don't know. We can't fix
small
it. So.
budget professional thing that I did in
Oh
Port
yeah.
Townsend.
Yes, with all the stunts.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
stunts. I
More
bruised the hell out of
stunts.
my hip during that.
Did you
Speaking
fall on
of
the
stunts,
ground? Did you fall?
we were on a boat, which crazy, and for some reason or another, we were all supposed to sort of get like rocked to the side, hit something, and then fall to the ground. And we were like inside the cabin, so there was the table here, and so I did that. But there was a step up under the table that I just didn't notice. So I,
Oh.
did the fake bump on the table just fine, but then I fell to the ground and just hit the exact corner, just like right on my hip.
Oh,
And it was
Oh,
one of
that's
those
rough.
where they yell cut, you pull up the shirt and it's just purple immediately, and you were like,
oh,
Ooh, that's
ugh,
rough.
throw up.
Something that's never been mentioned, Matthew, that you should actually know is that we originally shot King Tara, one of the scenes we shot, and we had to come back and reshoot it. Because it was just kind of a mess. But it was a stunt shoot,
Was,
and
wasn't he there for all of King
and
Tara?
Matthew committed himself so much to the stunts that it made everyone else around him look really bad. And so we had to reshoot it. And that's one of the main reasons we reshot that last scene.
oh, like the
Because it's
final
like,
scene? You brought
yeah, that's one of
everybody
the
back to
main
Washington because of that?
That
Matthew, I
whole
could show you
thing
the
was
footage.
crazy.
I
It's
would love to
insane
see
because
it.
you're so committed, and Matthew's character is getting like hit against this like chair and like hitting his head and like falling over, and everyone else is like, okay, next thing I do is do that, and then Matthew's just like fully committed. Like I think he hit his head every time. I'm like, oh my
The
gosh,
fake head
somebody
hit
else be
is
in charge.
probably my strongest skill as a stunt performer, I would
Fake hitting your
say.
head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I
that
remember sorry, go
bonk
ahead.
in Seraphim that
I can't even watch it now. It looked so real. We were hit every time cut. I was like, Matthew, are you dead? Blink twice if you're hurt, please. But he was fine. But I literally thought we were killing Matthew.
it's my
I was like, he's
professional
fine.
wrestling aspirations at play
Take
there.
10. Take 10 of Matthew hitting his head on the ground.
Yeah, he's
Um,
fine. He'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I'm fine.
I
Yeah,
literally
he's
thought
fine.
he was dying.
Nothing going on up here anyway, so.
Yep.
Says the guy
Nothing.
who's literally on his way to space, but whatever. That's fine.
Currently, actually, this is
This is interior spaceship.
we got to wrap up. I blast off here in just a couple minutes, so
He's actually already in space. We're live streaming from space right now. So funny.
Yeah, but that's the reason why we had to reshoot that.
oh,
So
good.
for anyone listening now
So
that's
glad
like,
I
I wonder
cussed
why we had to
production.
reshoot. Hey guys,
Couple
it's
extra
because
I just think
$1,000.
it's so funny that we had to reshoot two of like the most important scenes at the same time
I know
because
we had to change it.
then
Sorry,
we
go
had
ahead.
to change it. Because I was rehearsing with Theo, and then it said, he pushes Tara against the wall. Don't do that to me. I remember saying that to him. And then we were, then while you're upstairs, like talking through the final scene, and then you come back downstairs, you're like, Kate, now we have to film this whole scene. And then you're like, how about you go upstairs and coordinate it? So I go up there with the script, and I'm like, how the frick am I supposed to coordinate this? I don't know what Carolyn wants. Like, I was like, I'm so lost. And then we switched places again, and then I filmed the Theo and Cat scene, and you did the other one. Oh, it was
Yeah,
so funny.
which was crazy. That was the move.
Yeah.
Because what's funny is we had to re-choreograph the entire scene because I'm not gonna lie to you, Matthew's scene partner for that fight, it was really tough. And Matthew was just destroying and making everyone look bad. And I was
So
like, all
bad.
right, well, let's now he's not even gonna fight the same person. Let's move the whole thing around. And Matthew's like, they cut a cool scene that I'm in. And I'm like, and I can't even tell you why, because everyone's here. So,
Yep.
so then
And
we
it
had to
also
change
was
it.
like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it was 3 a.m. and me and Maddie are literally like, Maddie's got the iPad and we're like, okay, shot of reaction. Check, next one. And it was crazy.
Oh,
But it was
sweet.
great. It worked out. This time around when we're filming our next film, Winona, we'll be having a full day for the fight scene. So,
Imagine
You're
that.
coordinating, Matthew.
yeah,
So.
so just get ready. I think this one's easier because it's all written out in the script of like exactly what happens. So it's not
Yeah.
like, and they fight. It's like, and
Well,
it's also gunfighting. Well, no, actually they do. There's like tackling and stuff too. Dang.
Well, that's
so
fine. Swords are
get
just a mess.
yeah,
Swords
just
are
get
really hard
chill.
because if you miss, uh-oh, like it's bad.
Uh-oh.
And
We've
we
seen it
used for the
happen.
first time, I think we figured it out this
Yeah.
time because we used foam swords and then subbed out metal swords for close-ups so that they could actually fight. But there's still a few scenes where I'm like, hmm.
Mm.
But I think it's better than the last few. We've used wooden swords before, which were great. For the time, they were great, and the adults involved in the production were so scared of us killing each other that they were like, "This
They
is the
were
best we
right
can
to be
do."
scared, I think.
They were
Yeah.
100%
I
correct, and we're all alive today.
I have my splintered seraphim sword in the other room. And the
Yes,
master sword from I should have brought my props to be ready.
I
Show and tell.
know you
You
have
should have brought your
the well, because
props.
I have one. I have so Matthew has the original that we used in the first ever movie we made, which is scoured from the earth. You can't find it.
I have the
And that's
shield
fine.
too. I'll post it on
Yeah.
YouTube for everyone. It'll
Oh,
Oh, thank you so much.
okay.
Yeah, let's not do
No,
that.
what's gonna happen is in like 10 years, it's gonna be like astronaut Matthew Benson, and then it'll be like recently
uh,
found footage of
kicked
him
off
in an
Mars
awakening
mission
legend.
for a dreadful performance at 16 years old in Legend of Zelda film.
And I'm like, wait, please let me show you the stunt footage we had to cut out. Please. I save your job. I save your career.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, I have
People
to
just have to
edit
go watch the
this.
Seraphim blooper reel for some more stunts gone wrong.
The
Because
Hard
there's that
Knock
Hard
Life
Knock Life
one,
edit where like there are some
Bro.
bad ones. Like I think it's
those ones are hard to watch.
Michaela. I think gets booted in the back of the head by Shona. Like
Oh,
Yeah,
just
I forgot about
so
that one.
hard.
who let us
Um
do that?
No, I
Like I
think
just
Sarah was the one that got,
wait.
was it Sarah that got? I think Sarah's the one that got
oh
curb
no, I think
stomped.
you're right. I think you're right.
Oh, that was
Um
rough.
yeah, like Cole
Of
gets
course.
stabbed during that montage,
You fall
hits
down
his
the
head on a
hill.
rock when he falls
Anna
over.
Anna
Yeah.
tried jumps over a wheelbarrow and
That's the
Yes, Anna
first stunt
Olsen.
gone wrong, I
Yeah, it
yes,
think.
that's the
is.
That's the
first
real
stunt that goes wrong.
classic.
Yeah, I just was thinking about stuff. This
She
is
got
like,
like
oh my gosh,
five
when she tried to,
intense bruises from that.
yeah, when she tried to
Just
jump
yeah,
over the
trying to jump
wheelbarrow.
over a wheelbarrow and
Oh,
caught
and
it.
the kicker is that in the film, I think we edit it in slow-mo.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Right, it's like 5 frames a second, slow-mo. It's great.
because it's already 3:13. Well, it's 3:13 here, Matthew. It's 2:13 your time. Look
Good
at that.
remembering.
Look at that. Okay, Arizona doesn't have the time zone change thing, whatever it's called. Time saving. What's it called,
Daylight
Carolyn?
savings.
Daylight savings. So kind of always mixed around.
Oh, I thought you were just in a different time zone.
I go from Pacific Standard Time to Mountain Time and then switch off.
So now's the time of year when Maddie and I are in the same time.
Yeah, right now we're matching.
Okay, cool.
Arizona doesn't believe in that stuff, so
No, that liberal
The
woke
sun.
bullshit.
Arizona doesn't believe in the sun, so
we
don't you
got a
worry.
loophole, guys. We have a loophole.
No, I think
Okay.
daylight saving is a pain too. I don't know. I don't know how much
Now
longer it'll
they're
last.
talking about getting rid of it.
Yeah, a lot of states are saying sayonara.
That's my favorite type
Because
of stunt, a publicity stunt. Full circle.
us Arizona
Yeah.
started the trend. You guys are just following it, so what can we say? Anyways, bye.
Thanks for
No,
joining us, Matthew.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
So
thanks
glad
for
that we spent maybe 15% of this episode talking about stunts.
You know what?
We
Let's
talked
do-
about a lot of our own stunts, unfortunately. Hashtag Matthew
Yes.
does his own stunts.
Oh, unfortunate that the production company podcast talked about things that the production company had done. Oh man.
But only
I
in like a
know.
disastrous way.
Well,
Only
most of
the
them
ones
are.
that went bad.
That's
And
great.
we'll show some great little footage of
No,
how
you
silly
won't.
it was.
If I can find it, yeah, we're gonna
Okay, good.
I'll find it for you, Matt. Don't
Good.
worry.
So excited.
Don't you worry your pretty little head, because we got
Yeah.
this. Okay, well,
Well,
thanks,
thanks, Matthew.
Matthew.
Thanks for
We
having
love
me.
you. We love you sometimes.
And we'll see you next week. Maddie, what are we doing next week? I don't
Love you.
remember.
You know what?
Wait,
What,
mine was a
Matt?
heart.
Are you jealous
as
of
in-
my hearts? Are you jealous of my hearts back?
Deal there. I
know.
can do that on FaceTime now, but my Zoom
Sorry,
doesn't want to do it.
guys. Me and
My Zoom
Zoom
never recognizes mine.
We're gonna be doing the book of the month.
Oh, shoot, I gotta
Whoa.
read that book.
Me too. Shoot, dude, because I have not read it yet.
I'm in the middle of 3, and one of them is in space.
I know. Stop it. Just get. Okay, so it's called The Library of Borrowed Hearts by Lucy Gilmore. Hearts equals Valentine's.
Which
Whoa.
equals February. So connect those dots.
Yeah.
And it has a 3.9 on Goodreads. Which is pretty good, because Goodreads is like cruel.
Judgy. Goodreads
Yeah.
is judgmental.
Rest of us.
Maddie,
Yeah. Well, huh?
Sid the Sloth.
Did the sloth.
This is the way.
This happens every year. This is the way. I know where this is the way from now. Guys, I watched Mandalorian.
And we never finish this episode. It never cuts.
All right.
Okay, I'm cutting. Okay, goodbye, guys. Love you all.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Matthew.
Matthew. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you guys next
Love
week
you.
for that fun book that we're reading.
She doesn't even know what it is. Okay, goodbye.